Guys, keep watching KS tutorials, they are the best. Hello guys, welcome to another interesting episode of KS tutorials. KS tutorials, keep calm. KS tutorials, balance on. On today's episode, we are going to actually talk more about the trial balance and how we are going to balance our trial balance. So we said the trial balance is a list of balances for assets, liabilities, expenses, and then revenue. And then it is prepared to show the accuracy of entries made in the individual accounts. That's what we said about the trial balance. Okay, so now today we are going to actually prove that it actually balances, or it shows the accuracy of double entry. And then so basically that's what we are going to do today. So we have two errors that when committed, the trial balance may not balance. We have one that will affect the trial balance from balancing, and we have one error that when you commit, your trial balance is going to balance actually. Now let's talk about the trial balance. Let's do some calculations. Okay, so I have a question here. I have a question that we are going to solve. Sumpa. So let me read the question out. Sumpa commenced business on 1st January 2009 by paying his private savings of 100,000 in the business transaction for the month of January. So below are the transactions. We have on the 2nd January, Sumpa bought furniture by check. That's 8,000. On the 3rd January, they bought goods for resale by check, 80,000. 7th, they sold goods for cash, 38,000. 13th, they paid cash for stationery, that is 350. 14th, they sold goods for check, 18,400. 15th, they paid cash for office cleaning, that's 800. And then on the 16th, they withdrew check for personal use, that is 5,000. And then on the 17th, they purchased goods for check, 70,500 Ghana cedis. And then on the 18th, they withdrew check for office use, that's 10,000. On the 19th, they sold goods for cash, 52,500. On the 23rd, they paid salary by check, 8,100. And then on the 24th, they banked office cash, 113,000 Ghana cedis. On the 31st, they sold goods for cash, 19,900. And it says we are required to prepare the ledger account and a trial balance as at 31st December 2009. 31st December 2009. Okay, so let's solve it. Okay, so it says on the 1st, the owner deposited or introduced a capital of 100,000 into the business. So he introduced 100,000 into the business. Okay, so he paid it from his private business account. So we have two accounts. So we have the capital and then the bank account. Since the company is receiving, then it means the company's bank account will increase. So debit the company's bank account in the name of capital, 100,000. Do we see it? We've debited bank account 100,000. Okay, so I've already opened the account. We are just putting them inside. So we have to open capital account and then we credit it in the name of bank account. That's the corresponding entry. So bank 100,000. Do we get it? So the owner introduced 100,000 into the business. That is capital and then bank. So the money was deposited in the bank. So we debit our bank 100,000 and then we show the credit balance of our capital here as a capital account, the name of bank. Okay, so on the 2nd January, the company bought office furniture by check. On 2nd, the company bought office furniture by check. Okay, so by check, which means they pay through bank. So The double entry will be the bank and then furniture. So we have our furniture account opened here, and then we have our bank account opened here, and then they paid 8,000. So credit here in the name of furniture account, and then the amount is 8,000. 8,000, and then we will debit furniture here in the name of bank. 8,000. Do we get it? So we've credited, because our bank account is reducing, we'll credit it, and then we'll debit our furniture because asset is increasing. Do we get it? Okay, it says on the third, the company bought goods for sale. They bought goods for resale by check, 80,000. So it will be by check, so between bank and then between bank and purchases. So they bought goods. So and then the amount is 80,000. So purchases account here, we'll credit it in the name of bank, 80,000, and then we'll credit here in the name of purchases, 80,000. Do we get it? So they bought goods. The double account is purchases and then bank, since it's through check, and then we will debit our purchases and then credit our bank. Okay, so on the 7th, they sold goods for cash. That is between sales and then cash. Between sales and cash, we have our cash account here, and then we have our sales account here. So sales has a credit entry, so we will record here cash, and then they sold it for 38,000. 38,000. We record 38,000 here, and then we'll record our cash in the name of sales, 38,000. Do we get it? Okay, and then it says on the 13th they paid cash for stationery. So we have the stationery account and then the cash account. We have our cash account here and then our stationery account here. So stationery is an expense, so we'll debit it. So right here cash, and then the amount is 350. 350 here, and then we'll credit here in the name of stationery account. That is 350. Do we get it? Do we get it? Okay, now let's move on. We have the next one to be sold goods for check. They sold goods for check, 18,400. 18,400. They sold goods for check, 18,400. So sales and then bank. So we have our sales here, the name of bank, 18,400 here, and then we will come here since our bank is increasing. Here too we have sales, 18,400. Do we get it? Okay, so let's move on. We have the next one to be paid cash for cleaning, for office cleaning. That's 800. So that is cleaning will go under sanitation. So we have the sanitation account here, which is an expense, and then they paid what? They paid cash. So cash here. So meaning we have to debit our sanitation in the name of cash here, 800, and then we will credit our cash in the name of sanitation account, sanitation, 800. Do we get it? Are we seeing how we are doing the double entry? When you record in one account at the debit side, the corresponding is supposed to be credit. So we debit and then we credit. We don't have to do a single entry here. The moment you do single entry, our trial balance will not balance. Do we get it? Which means we've entered it wrongly. Okay, so the next one is, it says we drew check for personal use. The moment you withdraw check for personal use, it becomes drawings. Drawings is more like, it's a liability to the company. So we'll debit drawings, and then it reduces the capital of the business. Drawings reduces the capital of the business. So we'll debit drawings, and then it's between what check, and then we'll credit bank because we've taken money from the bank, so our bank balance will reduce. And then it's 5,000. So we'll debit drawings here in the name of bank account 5,000, and then we'll come and then credit our bank in the name of drawings. Down to 5,000. Do we get it? The moment we record here, we are supposed to record in the corresponding account. See how the debit and credit works? Yes. So keep following. Okay, so the next one is purchase goods by check, 70,500. Purchase goods by check, 70,500. Okay, so we have purchases and then check, 70,500. Check is here. So purchase goods. Okay, so we have bank here, 70,500. Then we come here, purchases, 70,500. Doesn't make sense? Okay. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's move on. The next one is, so the next one is withdrew check for office use. Withdrew check for office use, 10,000. Withdrew check for office use, 10,000. So that one is more like we are withdrawing check and then bringing it into our cash, the physical cash we have. Do we get? So it's between bank and then cash. So here our bank will reduce. Our bank will reduce. So we have 10,000 here. So in the name of cash, 10,000, and then we have to debit here bank, another 10,000. Okay, that is what happened on the 18th of January. Now let's move on to 19. We sold goods for cash. We sold goods for cash, 52,500. We sold goods for cash, 52,500. So it's between cash and then sales. So we have our sales here. Since cash is a debit entry, that is 52,500, and then we sold. So sales. So the name of cash, 52,500. Do we get it? All right, we have 3 more entries to make. Then we move on to our trial balance. Okay, so paid salary by check, 8,100. We paid salary by check. So we have salaries here. We paid by check salaries, 8,100, and then we have to open salaries account, which is here. So we will debit it in the name of bank. The name of bank, that is 8,100. Okay, now let's move on to banked office cash. We banked office cash. So getting to the end of the month, they realize they have more physical cash, so they had to deposit it. That is the banked office cash. So meaning we have to credit our cash in the name of bank because it is going into the bank account, and then the amount is 113,000. That is how much we sent into there. So here 113,000. Do we get it? Okay, so let's move on. And the last transaction is sold goods for cash, 19,900. We sold goods for cash, 19,900. So here will be cash, 19,900. and then we debit here sales 19,900. Okay, so these are the transactions. So we need to close the account. We need to close the account. So let's start with this. So since we have to find the total for this, then we know where the difference is. Do we get it? Okay, so when we add the credit side of the debit side of the bank balances, we will get two. So we need to find the totals before we know where the difference will go to. If the difference at the bank side comes to the credit side, then it means we had a positive in our bank statement. But when it comes to the debit side, then it means we had a negative, meaning we are owing the bank. That is overdraft, we've overdrawn from the bank. Do we get it? Okay, so this one, the debit side will be more than the credit side. So the total for the debit side is 231, then 400. Do we get it? So that will be the totals for the two. Since the debit side is more than, you can punch on your calculators. So the balance, the difference can be, which is balance CD, meaning balance carry down, which is, that is the balance we are going to carry to the next month, which is February. Do we get it? So that balance is 49,800, which means there's a positive balance of balance BD 49,800. There's a positive balance of 49,800. So the moment you record the balance CD here, don't forget we are supposed to bring the balance BD at the debit side for the following month, which means January. When we are opening our bank account, we have a balance brought forward from January of 49,800 before the other transactions continue. Do we get it? Okay, now let's move to our purchases account. So we don't have anything here, which means we can just find the, so for our purchases account, we don't have anything at the credit side, which means we can look for what is at the debit side, the totals at the debit side, which is, the total will be 150,500. You can punch it on your calculator to confirm. This is the total. So the balance BD here, balance CD, the carry down here, will be 150,500. So the balance BD here, 150,500. Do we get it? So this is the total, 150,500. We close it. Do we understand? Okay. So for the capital account, it has already closed because we have only one entry in it. So that is the, what you are going to post in the trial balance. This one to the same, the amount that will go to the trial balance. This one will go to the trial balance. The balance BD here go to the trial balance. The BD here goes to the trial balance. Yes, so these are the amount. So this one to only the sanitation is only one item inside to go. This one will go, this one will go. So now we have to close for the sales and then the cash account, for the sales and then the cash account. So let's do for the cash account first. So for the cash account, I'm sure the totals will be here. So the balance BD will be at the credit side. I'm sure we'll get a positive balance. So the total for the credits, the debit side is 120,400. You can cross check. And then we have the same thing here. First, you have to punch for both sides, see where the difference is before. So if this side is more than this side, you use the total for this side. If this side is more than this side, you use the total for this side. Then where the difference is, we put the difference as CD, and then the corresponding goes to the other side as BD. But here there's a balance CD here, which means the debit side is more than the credit side. And then the balance CD here is 6,250. We have 6,250 here as a difference. So our balance BD becomes 6,250. Do we understand? Okay, so now we are done with the cash account. Let's move on to the sales account. There's nothing here, so which means the totals will be here. And then the sales account, we have the total to be 128,800. This side will be 128,800, which means there's a balance CD of 128,800. The total being 128,800. So there's a balance BD of 128,800. Do we get it? So now we are done closing all the accounts. This is how the double entry system works, or the ledger account works. These are all ledger accounts that we've opened. This is how it works. So the totals from all the ledger accounts, or the totals from all the summary from all the ledger accounts. This is a summary. Because when we deduct this side from this side, we are getting this. When we deduct this side from this side, we are getting this. So the summaries from all the accounts will be transferred to the trial balance to see if our account really balanced. Do we get it? Okay.